really successful for the Colts. Like, I think the Colts are going to be a lot more efficient, and they're going to be a lot harder to, like, put away / murder, for lack of a better term. Like,
pick up your microphone.
Like, I know that Matt Ryan is I know that Matt Ryan is like old and stuff like that, but like he is not a bad quarterback. He's a former MVP, and like the Colts have weapons, and he's not a moody bitch like Carson Wentz. If Carson Wentz hears this, please don't kill me. You're very scary, and you are from North Dakota and like to hunt, which means you would mow me down.
Have you heard the interview with him where he's like, "Hey, you've been shipped everywhere because you suck. How do you feel about that?"
Dude, McAfee went in on that reporter, and it was it wasn't even like McAfee like making jokes about it. McAfee was just kind of like, who the fuck is this guy? Like,
dude.
He was like, you cannot do that unless you're friends with Carson, and you've never met that fucking guy. Like, you are never going to have access to the fucking team again, you fucking clown.
Yeah, he fucked up big time there. Yeah, there's no way. Why would you ever let that guy in ever again? He's fucked up.
Oh, I mean the GM of the he's either the team president or the GM of the Commanders. He has already.
Do even balloon guns scare you?
He has gone on record as saying like, yeah, you're not gonna have access when you ask for it, you fucking asshole. Cause also their president and GM, he's a former player himself. He only played I think 6 years ago, so he's like not that far removed from it. And he's like, all right, you're trying to get a clip. That happened recently in baseball too, but like not with like a noob, like with like this really established reporter. So there's this player in Philly named Nick Castellanos. Do you know who Nick Castellanos is?
Nick Castellanos. No, who's Nick Castellanos?
So he's either right or center field for the Phillies, and he is a really good hitter. He's also have you ever seen that viral clip of that baseball announcer who said, "And there's a deep drive to left by Castellanos"? Have you ever seen that viral clip?
No, I didn't. I missed it. I don't know who. Sorry, for the past 3 minutes I've been looking for the remote just in case this thing goes off.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm so fucking proud of this.
Oh, you should be, man. This is a great setup, dude. Like, you got these lights, you got a great camera, you've got your big boy board. I call it that because I have a little boy board. Yeah, no, man. Like, this is like surreal.
I'm just really happy you're here too. You get to see
I'm
it.
so happy I'm here.
Oh man, I'm just
Cheers, my guy.
Cheers with our cold brew.
Hopefully we don't shit mid podcast.
Dude, cold brew can do it, dude. Right?
Well, yeah, that's what I do every day after I go to the gym, because there's a Starbucks right next door. So I always have like a little thing of like whey protein, and I just like throw some water in there, and I like throw that back, and then I go to Starbucks, and I either sit there on my laptop and I do like work and stuff like that, or I just grab it to go in case things start moving down there.
Things start moving down there, like Nick Acostas and that fucking sorry.
Nick Castellanos.
Trying to bring it back.
Yeah, I love it. I love that transition. No, so what happened was similar to the Carson thing was this guy just asked him a bad question because Nick Castellanos is not having a good year. He was getting booed one day, and this reporter after the game was like, "Did you hear the?" He just goes, "So did you hear the boos?" And Nick was like, "What?" But he was like, "No, I lost."
Did you hear the boos? If someone did that to me, I think that's hilarious. But at the same time, I would not, if I got off stage and I had just got, hey.
Hey,
Did you hear the boos? It was they were booing out there.
Hey, no one liked any of your jokes. Did you hear the silence?
Did you hear the silence?
Like, that's basically
everyone thought you bombed. You think you bombed?
Yeah. Hey, your last 3 sets have really sucked. Have you noticed how you've just been sucking a lot?
Honestly,
lately?
but any post-game interview at any work situation, imagine you get off your job and they're just like, "Hey, did you hate work today? Did you want to kill yourself?"
We answered some phone calls. We told some people where to go, but
there's criticism with your phone calls. Did you hear it? Taylor Swift's over here. I'm trying to make up a name, but then I said someone famous.
It's like when I worked at the school. It's like, yeah, you were supposed to reconcile student data, but you didn't fucking do that because you got pulled in 5 different directions, and so because of that, your boss chewed you out. How'd that make you feel?
How'd that make you feel?
Did you feel like dog shit afterwards?
Did you hear the booze?
I mean, I just think that'd be funny because like my old boss, she was very reserved, so I just think it'd be funny if she was just in the background of me like doing my job poorly, just being like,
boo. Yeah. It's just the left field of Yankee Stadium. Dude,
that's where I was the last 2 times I went to Yankee Stadium, and I saw more fights than I anticipated. I'm like, is this right field? Why is this happening? Like the last game I went to, there was like the Yankees were literally doing nothing, so there was literally nothing happening, and I was just watching the game, like trying not to like be pissed, and I had like a perfect view of my security guard, and he's like this like very overweight, obviously former cop, and he's just chilling, you know. He's like, oh, just like looking around, being a security guard. And then he looks to his left, and he's like, oh yeah. He goes, oh shit, and he bolts a section over, and I'm like, oh, must be a fight. And then lo and behold, there was like a
like, fight. It was Yankee on Yankee crime, or what was it?
Oh yeah, it was Yankee.
It's always Yankee on Yankee crime.
And like the Mets were just in town, so like at most it'd be like Met on Yankee crime, but like like, and it was like they needed like 4 security guards and like 4 cops. My favorite thing too with like one of those, my favorite thing with, because then another fight fucking happened, but my favorite thing with like those fights too is that like there's always one party that's like, what'd I do? Why you throwing me out? I didn't even start it. It's like, you were fucking clubbing him. This isn't like whether or not he deserved it is besides the point. You're causing a public disturbance. You're lucky this isn't fucking Lincoln Field in the goddamn 70s when there was a judge in the literal stadium, you dick.
Dude. Yeah, no, you're right. But that's the funniest, the shenanigans that go on left field. My favorite one, I actually saved a video of it this morning, was going to send it to you, but I got caught up.
Oh, I'm so happy.
I'll send it to you, but you probably already seen it. You're probably on top of this.
Probably.
The guy, I got it from a sports thing. I don't know if it happened this year or if it's an old video.
Yeah.
But the guy in left field like caught a home run or something, and it was a Yankee running, right? And he fucking beamed it, and he hit the guy.
So yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. That actually, man, I wanted to, like I'm all for like baseball shenanigans and like throwing it back. But I think I know what video you're talking about. So it was when they were playing the Red Sox last year, and actually no, I don't think that was the home run. That's a different video.
That's a different video?
Yeah, so the video...
We have to see the video?
So the video I'm thinking of was, so you know, like in the outfield, they're always like, play catch to like warm up. And then afterwards, they're like, all right, we're going to throw it to the fans. And
so he just had it in his pocket, just ready to roll.
So, no. This is like players like on the field to like warm up. They like throw it.
Yeah, I get that premise. So he caught it, and he was just waiting, and then...
No. So this is a different video, different scenario. So the player's name, he's the left fielder, his name is Alex Verdugo. Mm-hmm. He was finishing warming up, and then like afterwards, they always like throw it to the fans like, hey, get a ball from a ball player. Mm-hmm. But he was a Red Sox player doing that at Yankee Stadium, specifically in left field, where the people are... savages. Mm-hmm. And it's like really funny too because like it's like, all right, you were taught manners, like you guys clearly just came here from Wall Street. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're like lower end Wall Street guys. You're like Charlie Sheen at the beginning of Wall Street, not at the end. So it's like, what are you doing? What happened was Alex Verdugo, he threw it into the stands and a fan caught it and they were like, throw it back, and the fan intentionally threw it at Alex Verdugo and it hit him in the back of the head.
Wow.
Yeah. Which like that, and like that was like right around that was like relatively around when like we were allowed to like go to sports again and like people forgot how the fuck to act at games. So they were like,
bullying's fun. Throwing baseball at people, not fun.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong. I hate the Boston Red Sox. If they got thrown into the sun tomorrow, it'd be one of the happier days of my life. Did you
like the 20-run game or whatever the fuck happened inside the ballpark, all that? I was hearing people who had no idea about baseball telling me this story about, and I didn't even watch the game, so I just heard all the news. Did you see the Red Sox? They let 20 go or whatever.
Ah, man.
How much was it? I don't even know how much.
It was like, I think it was like 20. It was bad, and the Yankees were the first team that like I fell in love with. Yeah, man. Like the only thing that would have like made that better if it was like if J-Lo was topping me off. Like
yeah.
Like
I was doing
that.
I'd be like, boo, J-Lo, boo.
I can't believe you're cheating on Ben with him.
Boo.
My friend didn't even make Goodwill Hunting. Boo.
You should have picked me, boo.
Yeah, that's what you're mad about. Man, like, the segues are fun. Like, just like, I love how you started at the Carson thing, because, like, I'm just like, man, like, that was fun. I wish more people knew about it, because, like, that was so much fun. Because then also, I will say, like, Carson, like, as much as Carson, behind the scenes, has been kind of a baby, reportedly, he really did take that like a champ. He could have been like, you know what, go fuck yourself. But he was just kind of like, okay, that's a question you asked.
Yeah, he handled it like he handles pressure in the pocket. He just takes it.
No, I was
listen. As a Colts fan, I'm in love with that report.
No. What I was gonna say though is that he handled that the opposite. He handles things on the football field, which is well.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, take my wife, please.
We got the real Eagles quarterback. We got Big Dick Knowles over here.
Yeah, I didn't know that Big Dick Nick was the backup. Which like, yo man, if Matt Ryan goes down in the playoffs, that's basically
a great one too, dude. They stepped it up this year. Last year they threw money or draft picks at the wrong guy. This year, get a nice little Matt Ryan, get a nice little Nick Foles.
Draft picks. You didn't give away anything like valuable though. The Colts are like fine because also like Tyler, I know they haven't won a Super Bowl in a second, but the Colts are run almost like the Eagles. They're run stupid well. Yeah. Like I know you want the big trophy. I'm a selfish Yankee fan. I get what you're talking about.
Yeah. Like, no, we're never like it's never miserable. Like if this is a good segue because talking about like Durant and we're talking about Durant. Like the Knicks organization.
I just loved how. Sorry, I know that's probably not where you wanted to go, but like the second I like got that, it's exactly like what I sent to you on Instagram is exactly what I felt. I was like, man, this is worse than Game of Thrones ending. I was like, really? You're just gonna go back? That's the ending?
To me, when I saw the news, I thought it like this is how I segued away from the Knicks because I was like, oh, no one cares that you're staying. In Brooklyn, you think people in Brooklyn are like, woo! Durant, they really know. Go fuck yourself, Durant. No one gives a shit. If he played for the Knicks and he announced he was somehow staying with the Knicks,
New York would have cumulatively ejaculated. There would have been a hole in the ozone from just the white froth that just explode. You know, like a tsunami would have looked like that.
You know what? That's what. If there was just like one really good, this is what he could do, dude. If he went to the Knicks, Kevin Durant, and he would just stay there and just took him to like conference finals, maybe something. You know, he could do that.
Second round, he wouldn't have to go to the conference finals.
He go to the second round. Just get him a playoff back there. Make it look interesting.
Seriously.
So, all right, but after that, he challenges Eric Adams, and you know, like he'll win. He'll win.
That's all he had. Oh yeah. I mean, to be
former
fair,
Knicks player. I believe I'm better than him.
To be fair, he'd probably win.
Fuck the police. That's what he'll go. I'm former Knicks player. Fuck the police. Vote for me.
He'd be like, fuck the police. I didn't spread COVID at the opening day of Yankee Stadium. Vote for me.
Right. Yeah. I look better in a club than he does.
I remember
they're both goofballs, but
I remember when he first got elected, one of his first stops was I think I've told you, but the fans need to know. One of my former jobs was I was a server at Caroline's, and as comedy clubs are getting more and more and more open, fucking Tracy Morgan was, I know, hand gestures. Tracy Morgan was headlining, and like Tracy Morgan is like one of Caroline's favorite people because he's a really big name that doesn't necessarily like to go to the theater, so they'll always sell the fuck out. But also like they genuinely love Tracy. Like Caroline's was the first place when Tracy started doing his stand-up tour again. Caroline's was the first place where, like, you know that Netflix special he shot after the Walmart stuff?
Tracy Morgan?
Yeah. The beginning of that tour was at Caroline's.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes, please. Anyway, this is to say that, like, Eric Adams' first stop was to go to Caroline's and, like, hang out with Tracy Morgan.
That's what's up. Tracy Morgan's a shit. I've had plenty of fans of people like him.
Did I ever tell you about the time that I saw one of Tyson's old boxing partners almost kill my manager at Caroline's during a Tracy Morgan show?
That's pretty intense. He tried to kill your manager. Sorry, I'm trying to process all this. Who was the boxer again?
So there was this very large man who brought in his own booze, which you can't do anywhere unless it specifically says that it's BYOB. So, and he was like in the back just like watching Tracy and like sneaking like his own booze and stuff like that. So my manager was like, so you can't do that, you need to go. And the guy was already 3 sheets to the wind. He was already like belligerent, and he was like, don't talk to me like that, white man. I fought Tyson. We're gonna start a race war against you. I fought Tyson. And that interrupted Tracy, and Tracy like turned off all his Traciness and was like, yo, you gotta go. And so it took 3 of his bouncers and the Caroline's bouncer to get this man up the stairs and out. And all we knew about him is that he fought Tyson. And my buddy's dad is a huge boxing fan, and he was telling him this, and he was like, what was the guy's name? He goes, I think the guy's name was Mitch Green. And then his dad goes, Mitch Blood Green was at Caroline's and almost killed your manager? So Mitch Blood Green was the former boxing sparring partner of Tyson. He got 1 shot at the title before Tyson went to prison, and he famously lost. But then, when Tyson got out, he was partying up in Harlem. Mitch Blood Green found him, and they went out into the streets and had a street fight.
What?
That man was at Caroline's and almost murdered my boss.
Wow.
Who
won the street fight?
Some say Tyson, some say Green. People genuinely don't know who actually won, but it's like one of the most infamous like boxing stories in like New York stories.
Nice.
And like, oh man, I'm just like, the more and more I learn about it, because like one of my favorite podcasts is Lebitard, and like they joke about that sometimes about like, yeah, Tyson got into a street fight right out of prison, and like I just like think about that. I'm like, damn, that man almost killed my boss. like damn, I was almost a character witness for history.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. That must be fun, being at Caroline's,
Watching
having cool stories like that, watching murders. Anywhere you watch murders, it's not a oh man, this story's boring.
I mean, it's me, man. Like some of my stories are really boring. My buddy, he produces for this sketch team called Uncle Function, and they have a sketch called Alex 2000, where this guy, he's not Alex, he's just telling this story, and he's like, it's crazy. I met him, and then we became friends, and that was my first day of college. And as he's like telling this really boring story, you just hear like really bumping club music, and this character comes out. He's just kind of like, hey Kevin, that wasn't interesting. People meet their best friends at college all the time. And then when the music ends, he just goes, I love you, Kevin. Keep being you.
Nice.
And like I'm just like watching this sketch, and I'm just kind of like, oh man, I think I need him, because like there are times where I'm just like, yeah, this thing happened and then it ended, and then I'm like, oh, that wasn't that good of a story.
No,
that's not one of them though. That's one of my more favorite stories.
Dude, you should have a book, The Countless Stories of Caroline's.
They would sue me immediately. They're petty.
They're petty like that?
Yeah, I actually remember, I shouldn't say that in case they hear this.
They're that petty that we can't even say they're petty, because pettiness might cost us $1.
I mean, I shouldn't say they're all.
You're coming off a famous lawsuit, dude. You're 1-0, dude. You need to be more confident in your skills to navigate the legal system.
Oh, I mean, because there are people that still work there that
you're 1-0 in court, dude.
I'm a great lawyer. There are people that still work there though that I do genuinely still love, like the head of PR, Greg Charles. I actually learned a lot about the entertainment industry from Greg Charles. Like one of my favorite things he ever taught me was like for example, when a very famous late night host was reported to be drinking a lot. I'll let you connect the dots because you probably know who I'm talking about.
Just out him.
It's Jimmy Fallon.
Nice.
So like
cocaine cowboy. Jimmy.
No. Snow is not his problem. Booze are. And like that was when like people because like he had like he just drinks a lot and like there was a newspaper like article about it and like this is when the public was just finding out hey Jimmy drinks a lot to the point where he almost kills himself sometimes by accident. Wow. And I was talking to Greg about it and Greg he always told me he goes Matt if you ever see a headline like that means the problem is probably 10 times worse than what it actually is and also they've probably been trying to rope that in for a while like if stuff like that it's to bring it back to sports it's similar things in sports like I remember when George Girardi got mad at Gary Sanchez because he was playing poorly at catcher and Joe was like yeah Gary needs to be better at catching and then they were talking about it on Monday on the Michael Kay show and Michael Kay was like yeah, if Joe did that in the press conference, that probably means he's sat down with Gary and been like, stop shitting at this! And, like, just learning stuff like that. But I remember...
If I ever see Jimmy Fallon drinking, I'll just go, boo. Boo.
I saw him at a wrestling show once, and he was with his dad drinking.
Boo.
The people... No, people weren't booing. They're like, Jimmy, I'm also from New York. You're from New York. We're both from New York. You've got a show in New York.
I've only heard good things about people who've interacted with him. So
he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
You can be nice and an alcoholic. Not all alcoholics are sacks of shit. I used to be.
You hear that, Dad?
That was great. That was really good.
Oh man,
that was so much better than what I was gonna say.
Oh man, can we talk about your famous court case? I think that's a good story for most New Yorkers, and it's motivational and it gives hope.
Yeah. So.
And you can kind of talk about the process. All right. So just to lay out the bare bones, Matt Brown here is 1-0 in legal court. He took a landlord to court for the security deposit and won. You know how fucking motivational that is? Yeah, dude, do the DX, dude, do the wrestling, dude, you deserve a belt to walk around. It should say, like, yeah, fucking landlord. You took the landlord belt. There you go, dude. Hell yeah. Blah, 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 blah. We coming for you, landlord. Blah, 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 blah.
This is the championship.
Yeah, sexy time, dude. Fuck yeah.
So, Tyler and I met because Tyler was subletting.
I don't have to know all that. Let's talk about the court.
So we vacated on October 1st, 2020, which is what we were supposed to do, and we just kept emailing, being like, "Hey, where's our security deposit?"
Yeah, have you ever been in a situation going, "Hey, landlord, where the fuck is my security deposit?"
The answer for me, at least, is literally no. I've literally never had this issue.
You've never had this issue before? I've heard horror stories. I've been jerked around about a security deposit, but that's a story for a different day. If you want, all I did was I finagled him to get me a new room. All right, so this is what it was. I got moved out, getting fucking the herky jerky, right?
Yeah.
4 or 5 months, but they're talking to me. They're just jerking. They're just jerking. Just not even, just no, just not, just
drive.
So even where I was friends with somebody there, we would smoke weed and chill, and he'd be like, "Yeah, dude, that's fucked up. What they're doing to you, dude." So I just had to paint them very horribly, so I don't feel, now I don't look as bad for what I did.
I fucked their daughters.
No, this is what I did. So I said I lived somewhere for like 5-6 months, and then I told them, "Hey, I need a new apartment, don't worry about the security deposit. I'll just use it for the new room, right?
Smart.
I lived somewhere that they sponsored for like 6-7 months or a year. I can't remember how long. And then come time, I already had this pre-thought out. And it was worse that I knew other people who weren't getting their security deposit from them. So what I did was, I was usually good for rent. So when I was like, hey guys, I can't get rent this month, but don't worry, like the 28th or something, I got you on both months. This month and next month.
Yeah.
I was out by the 27th.
Good man. Good man. God bless you. I like that.
In the still of the night, I moved my shit.
You gotta hustle sometimes, man.
Yep. So I don't know. I committed to a crime just now. What did you do about the court? You took someone to court though. You did it the right way. I took the law into my own hands, and sometimes it doesn't work.
I mean, if they haven't like chased you down for anything, that probably means that they're also shifty, and you probably know about those skeletons, or they think you do at least.
Damn right.
So we messaged them, and like they just wouldn't come back to us. And Andrew, one of my roommates, was like doing research about, no, it wasn't Andrew, it was Christian, my other roommate. He did research about like, hey, how the Attorney General's office is now open and hearing cases again. So our first step after, because we emailed them and we called them, the last thing we had to do was send them a formal letter, which is what I did via certified mail.
The formal letter is nice. That's how people like try to sue Apple. They try to just send their letter to the mailbox.
I mean, handwritten letters, antiquated, yes. Unfortunately, they are still the best way sometimes to communicate with people.
So if you just send letters like, hey, if you don't respond to this letter in so many days, this is what's going to happen. You can do that?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I did.
The paper trail, baby.
I mean, yeah, no, exactly. You need the paper trail. And I was like, if I don't hear from you by X via email, phone call, or another letter, we're going to the Attorney General's office. And we did.
Do you think they opened the letter?
No.
Do you think they even cared or looked at this?
No.
But they did have to pay because you got paid.
Yeah.
They just paid it.
I mean, that's the end of the story. Like,
that's interesting. I wonder how many times are they just like a mail-in rebate? They're just counting on people not to do this.
I feel like that's making them seem a lot nicer than they are. They're just cunts, in my opinion.
No, fair enough. I wish I would have stayed there. And just extra months and just like squatted. I mean, like if I knew all this was good, but I don't think you would have gotten your money. Something like that would have happened.
Yeah, I mean, now I kind of wish we stayed there because I really loved that apartment. Digressing though, so what happened was, sent an email, that letter, no one responded. Then I emailed the Attorney General's office, and they're like, "We got you, my guy." And when you do that, so you go to like New York State Attorney General like .com or .org, I forget what it was, and you let them know like formally like, "Hey, this is the business we were doing business with. They did not return our security deposit in this amount. Scooby Dooby Doo, can you go get them?" And they'll try and get in contact with them. And they attempted to get in contact with them. They did get in contact with them, or at least they sent them multiple notices, but they didn't answer them at all. And Small Claims Court was not yet open because this was December of 2020, and this is when COVID was still eating us, and this was before we had the vaccine, so things were still not open. And then eventually they were like, hey, no, not eventually, they were like, then in April of 2021, I get a random text because.
So they make contact with you. How many times do they make contact with you?
I'm getting jumbled. So the Attorney General's office were like, hey, we hear you, my guy. We're gonna try and handle this for you. So they reached out to the office. No one from the office. No one from the.
So all right, just for the people at home, they might get consolidated. Let's consolidate it. I'll give you the Cliff Notes. So 1, you have to send the letter. 2, bug the fuck out of the Attorney General.
Yes. Although
there you go. Skip a shoe.
Responsive. I will give them them credit. They were very responsive, and they were really.
Is this the same one going after Donald Trump, Letitia James?
No.
How many Attorney Generals are there?
This is the office for like small claims.
Did you were like Letitia, I need my rent.
Look, I know you're trying to go after Don, but I need $3,500 from this one bumfuck realty company in Williamsburg.
Thank you for calling me back. Bye.
That was so in November.
So that's 1 and 2. Step 3. What's step 3? What did you do? They didn't respond back, like, because the piece of shits they are.
So step 3 was the Attorney General's people. They emailed us being like, "Yo, dude, we tried. They did not respond. These are the steps you can take next, but COVID is still killing us all. So you got to wait until small claims court is open to file with small claims court." Fast forward to step 4, which was in April of 2021, which is when Christian messaged the group saying, "Hey, small claims court is open. Go." And I was like, "You got it." And I waddled to...
so we're starting the paper trail.
Oh, no,
we're sending the letters.
No. We already had the paper trail.
We're contacting attorney generals. I'm just saying we're continuing the paper trail along with what the foundation was.
Oh, yeah.
And the major steps were attorney general, send the letter to the company. Small claims court now is number 3.
So filing, yeah. It was April 2021, and I was... it was on, like, Livingston by, like, J Metro Tech. And I was like, sign. And they were like, "Yeah, you're here eventually." And I was like, "Cool, when?" And they were like, "Eventually." I got to be honest, I had no expectations. I really didn't think we were going to hear back from small claims court. And that's not a knock on small claims court. It's just that things were just open.
How long was this whole process?
Started in November of 2020, and it only wrapped up. It's technically not wrapped up.
When did you get paid?
The check is supposedly going to be coming sometime this week. They mailed it on Monday.
They mailed it. So they mailed it on a Monday, which is September, August. Where are we in August? So almost a year.
Yeah. Oh no, almost 2.
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2.
So guys, this is what it is. You can win. You can take that fucking landlord fuck, but it takes 2 years. And we laid out some of the steps for you. If you want the rest of the steps and you want the rest of the story, contact Matt Brown. He does a consulting fee of $40 an hour and
$60.
$60 an hour plus tip and yeah.
Fun employee, man. Gotta up that rate.
Dude, no, this is just a small side thing. You run this through a fucking Costa Rican company. You don't need you don't need your name attached to this consulting firm.
Fucking Panama Papers.
So. Yeah, exactly. What are you talking? Yeah, what are you talking about, dude?
And so I filed with small claims court in April of 2021, and then they got back to me, I think, like in November of 2021. And by then, things were relatively open again. I was working again, so like this was really on my mind. And they were like, "Oh, by the way, your court date's in February," and I was like, "Oh, that's festive." And I went to small claims court on February something, 26. I don't fucking remember. It was the middle of February in 2022, and I showed up. Not looking like I was nervous as all hell because like I've never done this before, but like I showed up in like like just slightly above business attire, like I had a tie and everything, and I was making sure I wasn't like looking like one of these like bums that actually fucked up, and they were just.
How did it make you feel?
Honestly, like it started out anxious, but then I kind of got more confident as it went because like I was just very much like my thing with the court was just like when I presented, which I have a funny story about the guy that I had to present in front of, not with me, but it was funny. At least I thought it was funny. Maybe it's not. Digressing. I just like showed him all of our evidence because we also had a Google Drive of all of our communication attempts, all the steps we took to be like, hey, we made all these good faith efforts to get in contact with them, and they have not contacted us about it. They have not even said, they haven't even like given us the courtesy of a middle finger, you're not getting your money back. And I was just presenting this, and like I was just like very like honest and forthright, and I was just like, dude, we've been trying, like we've tried so many different times, so many different ways, and like they're not even like contacting us, and they like owe us.
I wish that more WWE champions did what you're doing right now. You have the belt around you, but you're getting real in the weeds about what it took to get to the belt. You know, most of them don't get this sentimental about it. You know, they just go, "Yeah, I'm the fucking bit."
Well, you know what it is. Sometimes they just like sit with it like right there. Like that's what the AEW champ Hangman Page did during one interview. He was just kind of like, "I'm a champ."
I'm a champ.
So what happened was
you're in the courthouse tearing your heart out like you're Socrates.
Yeah, seriously. I was like, lend me your ears. And they're like, all right, because also like no one from the company showed up, so like, you know, like. And like they were given this.
No one from the company showed up.
Well, no, I mean, it happened
unfortunately. The last fuck you possible.
Well, because so I forget what it's called, but like they were notified. They also knew when the court date was. They also knew where
they had to read receipts on the text.
Dude, they did. They did. They could have showed up and be like, actually, we did give Dingus his money. Like they could have done that, but like they didn't even like show up to like lie or like pretend like they didn't want to pay us. And so
please give me my money.
Yeah, and so what happened was shut the fuck up.
Nice.
So what happened was they were like, all right, I'm sure you'll get a ruling eventually, because they had to present it to like a formal judge to like give like a ruling on him, because this was I think technically a court arbitrator, and it was really funny because the guy before me went. There was one guy before me who went and he was presenting his case, and it was like a really well thought out case, blah 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 blah, and then the arbitrator was like, all right, thank you for that. Wait a second, can you raise your right hand? Do you promise to us the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? like
he forgot to do that?
He did the entire case, but he forgot to fucking swear the guy in. And
that's
I thought
hilarious.
It was so funny. It was
that's like a cop forgetting to read your Miranda rights, but he does it while you're pissing. Hey, by the way,
like, I know you're midstream.
Yeah, I know you're midstream, but you made me remember though. You have the right to attorney.
I actually had to I was wearing a mask, but I still covered my face, because if I didn't, I was just gonna let out a huge laugh, because it's just such a self-serious place and a self-serious thing, a small claims court. But then just the
Did
guy.
Did you see other cases before you? Besides that one?
No, just
no?
No, I saw two, because then there was a lawyer that was there, and this, but he was a real people lawyer from real people corporate lawyer land.
And what were all the cases? Were all similar to yours, or what were they?
No.
What were they?
One was this lawyer who worked for a company that was trying to get money back from a client because they didn't hold up their end of the bargain. And this guy, like I said, this guy was a real people lawyer. So I'm oh man, I feel bad for whatever son of a bitch he's going up against, because they're going the fuck down. Oof.
It was all money though. It was all give me my money cases.
It's small claims court, so it's not I was seeing big bucks this sack of shit embezzled $10 million. But then a week later.
Well, I guess small claims has nothing to do with any. Cause I've been in court and it's been the wild west sometimes. I've been there for
I've never known this about you. This is fascinating.
Well, I went in there for drink intoxication or drunk. I don't know.
Public intoxication.
Yeah, I'm drunk now. But it got knocked down to trespassing.
Nice.
But I had to also do what you did. I had to Socrates in court against the lying ass police officer.
Oh god.
Dude, it was great though. I had moves though, dude.
Dude, even on small stuff, the lengths that cops go to lie or embellish is just sad, because it's they're doing it to you. It's dude, you're
we were cool though.
You're not a career criminal though. It's not
but there were plenty of times where me and him.
You're not Polly Walnuts.
There's plenty of times when he's just the devil, and just joking around with you, hey, I'm trying to think of the movie with the fucking
Devil's Advocate.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Because, he'd be when he was arresting me and he was taking me in front of the judge, he goes, oh, you're a comedian? Oh, dude, this is going to be a great story someday. I got my ass whooped. Dude, it was crazy.
Man, what's it like meeting a self-aware cop? Holy
dude,
shit.
It's and so, in the courtroom, we're shooting each other looks and glances, but it's all, to me, it all felt fun politics. Like, yeah, we know it is what it is. We're both building a case here for the judge.
Yeah.
Because I was acting like a little bitch. Like, I had to be like, and we had a lady judge, so I'm trying to like pull her string. Like, and then the big cop did this, and then he did this.
And then.
Yeah, yeah.
And then a week later, I got a notice being like, "Hey, you win!" And like the cool thing too is that so we were owed $3,500 collectively. We got an extra $461 on top of that.
Hell yeah, dude! And you get fucking pain and suffering.
Yeah. We got $20 in disbursement, which I don't know what that is. And then we got $441 in additional interest.
Hell yeah, biatch.
Yep.
Word to your mom.
Yeah, so like that was pretty sick. And then I formally reached out to them like a week ago just because like I've had my own life and I've had other things that like because this has also taken like 2 years and like other more important things have happened to me. And so like I like honestly kind of forgot. But then my roommate Andrew was like, "So are we just not getting this back?" And I was like, I gotta take care of this. And I did, and it honestly went a lot smoother. Like, basically, I called the office, and they were like, "Oh, you're calling the wrong person. This is the person you need to call, and they'll be able to help you." And I was like, fuck me, alright, fine. And then I called that person's phone number.
So a lot of phone jerking.
I mean, that's what it was when we first started this. So I was like, great, more phone jerking. And I called the person's number that I was supposed to call. And initially, I got a voicemail.
This is supposed to be a hopeful message to the people.
It's about to get hopeful. And I thought it was just more jerking around because I got the voicemail, which like that's what we were getting a lot of the time when we were first trying to get it. So then I used the email that they gave me, and I was like, cool. And like literally, I was like, hey, you owe us this. Here's the document showing that you owe us this, and it also, we tried reaching out to you, we did X, Y, and Z, and you gotta give us this. And I was fully prepared for them to be like, we'll give you the $3,500, but we're not gonna give you the doodle-doodle-doos, the interest and stuff like that. And literally, that wasn't it at all. Literally, I was like, you owe us this, and they were like, all right. And I was like, I did it! Hooray! Money!
That is pretty cool, dude. I'm really excited for it. Congratulations.
Dude. Gonna be able to afford rent? No, I'm just kidding.
Good for you, dude.
Yeah, no, it was a time. The more and more I think about it, the more and more I think they were just stupid and shitty. Because then I also found out from one of my older roommates at my current apartment that this company has they're called Elite Realty and Management in East Williamsburg. They are located on Lee Avenue. Don't fucking do business with them. If you are getting an apartment in New York and they are the people that are the realtor of your apartment, flip them off and go get a better place. Like they have a history of like doing this, unfortunately, and like it only got worse. I think one of the reasons why it took so long is because it was the fucking pandemic too, and they probably thought they could get away with it. But like I like showed them like one of the things I sent them was like the court ruling being like, hey, they sent this to us. Because then also initially I was gonna wait 2 months and then I was gonna contact them. Then I forgot. But the reason why I was gonna wait 2 months is because they had 30 days to appeal, and they did.
Wow. They didn't appeal.
Yeah.
I'm getting lost in the story, but there's a lot of details, but there's a lot of fun to it.
I mean, I'm getting paid. I feel like that's the fun part.
That's definitely the fun part. I did good in court too. I won in my court case too. So it feels good to win. And you represented yourself. You didn't bring a lawyer.
No, I represented myself. Yeah.
That's the way you do it, fucking folks. You go and represent yourself in the fucking courtroom like the fucking adult you are and feel good.
Should have gotten Saul Goodman.
No, fuck Saul Goodman, dude. Go do it yourself. It feels good. It's empowering.
Honestly, yeah, because, I won. And, like, winning is fun.
Winning is fucking fun. Oh, no. We got sidetracked with that story. We were having so much fun. We had the boo thing. We had the sports.
Billy.
Yeah. Why don't you do some billies to the thing? I'm gonna fucking take a little break here. I'll take a pissy break.
Cool, because when you get back, then I'll take a pissy break.
All right, well, we can trade off. I mean, I'll be right here, and then over there, I'm gonna get something to drink and hit that over there.
Oh, I literally just have to go to the bathroom.
You have to go to the bathroom right now?
I mean, unless you have a catheter.
All right, go to the restroom.
All right.
All right, I'll talk to the people.
All right. These are your people. I'm just a guest.
I'm just a guest. I'm just a guest. So that was Matt Brown winning the court case. Congratulations to him. His post game interview went kind of long on that, but he did great. He did great things, and he won the belt, and I'm proud of him. What else is going on today? We got black hole made a sound. Uh-oh. What's that about? What's going on in there, dude? Oh, man. I tell you what. Vaginas and black holes, the most mysterious holes known to the whole world, you know? It's bananas out there, folks. They're going to cancel student loans. I'm not a student or have loans, so I don't have that stuff. But sure, dude. I canceled my Netflix. I canceled Netflix. What else we got here? We got Ukraine Independence Day. It's wow, the irony. Actually Biden sends some money over there. Biden sent $3 million to Ukraine to help them out. So maybe they get to see another Independence Day. And what else we got going on today? Oh man, I'm having fun over here. That's the news for today. It's a great day. Summertime out here. Excited that Matt Brown came by. We're supposed to talk about more sports actions. He has what else happened? We're talking about Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's in Brooklyn. Listen, I like Kevin Durant. He's talented and everything. He's kind of a pussy sometimes, but that's not for me to say. That's for somebody else, his mother. No. No, that's rude. He has a great relationship with his mom. It's very sweet, and Kevin Durant. Hey, you're way more talented than me, and at a skill that I'll never have.
No, he's not.
You should have heard what I said earlier. This is me covering up.
Kind of like what I did with Caroline's.
Kind of like what you did with Caroline's, exactly. Yeah. No, man. Kyrie's gone. Is he gone?
No, he's still there. We just don't like.
Is he gonna be gone?
I mean, I'm sure he'll find a reason to not go to work. Like
fasting.
Yeah. Fun fact, actually. I know you. I'm sorry.
You can talk to me. I'm just not gonna be over there.
Nah, this is just like a random ADHD thing. I know though. So like a good amount of the.
Well, there's a market for that.
So there is like there is like a pretty like relatively like a significant population of basketball players that are like Muslim that like are fasting because Ramadan is like the first month of the playoffs, and like people are like making such a big deal about it. But like, oh, Kyrie's fasting on top of the fact that he actually has to work now and play. And like, I just remember like so many guys like covering it being like, do you know how many fucking players are also fasting that like are not having this fucking issue? Like, yes, it's fasting. So like you are depleted to a degree. Not to a degree you are, but it's like, dude, there are ways to circumvent it. You just don't want to fucking play. Like, he's the worst. Like,
They're all full of shit.
I mean, Kyrie definitely is. Billy, this is Kyrie Irving. He's got great handles, and he's got an incredible shot. He's one of the greatest young point guards in the game. His only defect, he doesn't actually like to play basketball. Billy, this is Kyrie Irving. He's got unbelievable handles, and he's one of the greatest basketball players to ever live. His only defect, he finds excuses to not play basketball. Billy, this is Ben Simmons. He was drafted number 1 overall in 2018, and he's one of the greatest defenders of 1 through 4 in the NBA. His only defect, he can't shoot and his feelings get hurt. That one wasn't that good.
What? Oh, you're having fun over there with the Billy the Kid or whatever. What's it called?
Billy, this is. I do love those memes so fucking much. Because like they did one about like Fernando Tatis. I think I told you this yesterday, but they did one with Fernando Tatis Jr. Who his dad played baseball in the 90s, and his dad also took steroids like everyone else did in the 90s. Oh, his number. If you look at his dad's career, it's really funny because his dad's career like his dad's like season by season homers are like 8, 9, 12, 15, 9, 16, 13, 12, 15, and then one season he somehow magically hits 35 after barely getting above 15.
Well, that's like how Barry Bonds like fucking grew to be like fucking a Goliath, and he was.
Well, I mean, Barry Bonds, though, is also... But the thing with Barry Bonds is he's also legitimately, though, probably the greatest offensive player to ever play baseball.
But he did grow. There was
Yes.
Like, as an adult, the same way you're talking about this guy, right?
Oh, I'm not defending the fact that he took steroids. If anything, it's a knock against him. It's like, dude, you literally didn't need to do this. It's the same thing with, like, when everyone found out that A-Rod liked to eat steroids. It's like, dude... Like, A-Rod is statistically, and just, like, based on his skill, one of the top 10 baseball players of all time. This is a sport that's almost 200 fucking years old. And, like, the fact that David Ortiz got in the Hall of Fame when he also got popped for PED use, and A-Rod didn't, it's fucking disgusting.
Fucking disgusting.
The only reason why Big Papi got in there is because, like, he's big and cuddly. And it's like, yeah, man, he also ate steroids that one time.
Woo.
But, yeah, no, like, with Tatis, I was like, Billy, this is Fernando Tatis Jr. He's one of the greatest young baseball players of all time. He can hit it all over the field, and he's an incredible shortstop. His only 2 defects, he can't ride a motorcycle, and he likes taking steroids. Because on top of the fact that he took steroids, he was also already out because he got injured because he got into a motorcycle accident over the offseason because he likes riding motorcycles very recklessly. And when he was asked about the accident that caused his injury, someone just...
said, Billy Idol.
It's even dumber. A reporter goes, so Fernando, what about the accident that caused you to get injured? And he goes, which accident?
Nice.
And he wasn't being coy, and like literally, and this guy got paid $350 million by the Padres. So like literally, the Padres were like, "Fuck this dickhead!" Like
Nice.
It's fun.
Dude, I don't know. That's the way to do it, dude. Fucking be reckless. It doesn't matter. Play with fireworks, Pierre Paul. Like.
I remember when he got drafted, and then like I'm not even a Giants fan. I'm a depressed as fuck Jets fan, and I just remember like all of that going on. All my friends were like, "God, fuck, son of a bitch," and I'm like, "Nah, he'll be fine." And guess what? He was. He just didn't have his digits.
He still had a significant career afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
But he didn't have all of his thumb or pointing finger, right?
You know what he does have? A Super Bowl ring.
Fair enough.
He's got 2. Yeah, he got one before he lost his hand, and then he got one after.
You know what? It probably was because of that. He like kind of flashes it to the offensive guard. He goes, he fucks with them like creepy fingers.
It's like if his hand was like the creepy hand from Scary Movie 2.
Yeah. And you know the offensive lineman knows about it. He's looking at it. He knows the story, and he's just like, "Oh, there it is." And
I just also find it funny that like these behemoths of men, like, what's gonna make him squirm? A weird hand. It's like, oh my god.
It would throw you off if you were a big man. You'd be like, well,
no, I know. That's
and
what
just
I'm saying,
like that split second is all you need to fucking get a sack in a fucking NFL.
It's like, oh, I'm gonna make sure he doesn't get by. Is that a claw? Oh god, I'm on the ground.
If I was him, I would put it in their fucking helmet every time. Just shove it in their fucking just. Because you know that's what they do anyway. They fucking hands to the face and shit. I'd try to put my weird. Yeah.
Well, whenever
and none of them want to touch it.
Yeah, it's like, god damn it. Like,
just start grabbing them with them, just grabbing their hand, just like, oh yeah.
Have you ever seen that meme of a hand turkey drawn by Jason Pierre-Paul and like.
That's fucked up.
It's so fucking funny.
That's fucked up. If he played on Thanksgiving Day and they did that joke, that would be the craziest thing in the world.
Oh man, it was great.
Is he still in the league? He's out. He's been out. Right?
Oh, I mean, he didn't like get kicked out. He retired. Also, only because we're talking about NFL things, it made me think of this because you're from South Bend. Did you watch the Manti Te'o documentary?
No, I saw posts and people talking about it. I knew it in real time because it was such. We were ranked we were gonna go to the we did go to the championship that year. And got whooped down, but because people on defense were our middle linebacker was too busy getting bamboozled by some dude in Hawaii. So yeah, everyone was distracted. It was very upsetting. We got to the championship in so long, and that shit happened.
I remember that was.
I'm saying we probably still get whooped anyway, but
they were.
It definitely was a distraction. It definitely was a fucking annoying thing.
It did distract Manti, and it did actually affect him. Like Manti Te'o was not going to like magically make Alabama lose, but their defense.
But he was in the running for Heisman and shit. Like
he was number 2 that year. Do you know who won that year?
Who's that?
Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, big Johnny, baby.
Yeah.
Two fucking doofuses.
Yeah. For different reasons. I actually honestly feel bad for Manti Te'o because that person very much ruined his professional life, and they still don't honestly feel that bad, and they kind of justify it by being like, oh, I learned about myself, and it's like, yeah, great, sorry you were going through that, but also you cost this man tens of millions of dollars.
He made his money still. He's an idiot. Fuck him. I don't care.
It's a good documentary.
Yeah, no.
How do you think your Irish are gonna do this year?
They're gonna fucking lose first week in Ohio State. What do you mean?
I mean, I don't know, man.
Who? Yeah. Hold on. I want to talk to. As a born South Bend, Indiana guy, this is maybe. I'm a Notre Dame fucking through and through. Who was the jackass who fucking scheduled Ohio State week 1? That's not what we do. Who the fuck? What do we got? That's not what you do. We gotta have a same formula every fucking for the past 30 years. It's fucking cupcakes, NBC contracts, and fucking make us look interesting, bump us up in the ratings, in the rankings, way more than we need to. Ooh, this is like a challenge week 1. Do we know why did we do that? Is Ohio State on suspension or something? Or were they banking on that? They're like, dude, we're gonna make sure Ohio State gets a scholarship restriction thing. That's the only reason why I would see them scheduling. They just bet there was gonna be a fucking scandal.
I think it's just a matter of they were ratings, baby. Because also there's a bunch of conference realignment right now. I think Notre Dame is also low key auditioning for the Big Ten, because if they get into the Big Ten, they're gonna potentially get hundreds of millions of dollars in TV money.
Bunch of whores.
You're shocked that the Catholic Church is not moral and wants money?
No, it's fine. I don't hate the player. I don't hate the game. It's fine. But
there is a chance that granted they're not going to win because fucking Ohio State, they have a Heisman candidate playing quarterback. But there's a chance that Notre Dame makes it really hard for them because A, it's the first week, and the first week, all of the college players, because that's the thing, like, they're men, but, like, they are college kids. Like, they're all, like, shitting their pants. So, like, there's a chance that, like,
Dude,
Notre Dame
Lisa
sneaks
Ann
it
goes
out.
to fucking Notre Dame basketball games and bangs the players, dude. Like,
What?
did you ever seen that fucking video? Like,
What?
yeah. She was like in the stands with basketball players from Notre Dame. You've never seen this?
What are you talking about?
Lisa Ann, the porn star.
A porn star would just go to Notre Dame games and top dudes off?
Dude, I mean, I'm not, allegedly.
Is this like Mia Khalifa at fucking Florida State University?
It was like that, but yeah, they were all sitting together, and they all like hung, and you're like, why is she with the basketball team?
I love that. Good for them.
I mean, Louisville did it way worse. Remember, what was that guy's name?
Oh, Patino.
Patino had a fucking ring, dude.
Yeah, he had a ring and he couldn't last 2 minutes he couldn't last 2 minutes with his girl. Because then that was the funny thing about that scandal. Everyone found out that dude, he fucks, but not well.
About Deshaun Watson, what do you think that landed? He's coming back to face the Texans. That's so, they get like poetic justice or something. I don't know.
I can't. It sucks because like I want to, but like I can't find humor in that because like just like
you just hate him.
Well, it's not even like just like I hate him. Like no, the dude is like clearly a predator and like he's got a fucking problem. He has been incredibly disingenuous unless he's reading a statement, and even then that's disingenuous because they're like, say this because when you talk you suck. And then like the Browns owners too, like they're just like, oh, everyone deserves a second chance. Like, yes, people do deserve a second chance after they've owned up to their actions, which he does not, which he has not done.
Can I open up a more philosophical conversation?
Is it about Billy Bean?
Sure.
No.
I don't care that a predator is a quarterback. Because he's gonna die. Like he has the potential. I want him to. It makes me want him to get sacked more. Like like.
I mean, I've said that to my.
They
friends.
used to throw predators in the fucking Coliseum in Rome. I mean, I think the NFL is just a very watered down version of the Coliseum in Rome.
Yeah, I've said in a text chat.
So I don't care if a predator it would be in the Rome one or in this one.
I legitimately said to a group of friends, I wouldn't mind if a 2008 Tom Brady knee injury happened to him.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I wouldn't mind.
I think
mind
that
if
even makes
Theismann
people
happened to
do
him.
that, and then they get to cheer if he fucking sucks, because he's gonna suck when he comes back. He hasn't played in 2 years.
Yeah, well then also like, did you see like I mean I just couldn't bring myself to watch it, but like I was like looking at
People
the stats
will
from
tune
that
in to
game,
watch
and
him
they keep
suck.
it bad. Like
Yeah.
I mean I hope he does.
That's what Rodgers doing. Like people love to hate him. He's gonna be like.
I mean,
It's gonna be like our Edge of the WWE.
I don't know if that's apples to apples. Edge is actually one of the
Who's
better
the
ones.
worst bad guy? The fucking.
Oh, you mean like a bad guy character? I thought you meant like Edge the person, because I was like Edge is actually he's
No, I'm saying like
I
the
was
bad guy that
Edge,
bumps
Edge.
up the ratings because everyone wants to watch him lose.
I mean, you're gonna laugh at this. It was Vince. Like
All right, fair enough.
Like Vince, especially in the 90s.
So Roger Goodell is kind of like Vince McMahon a little bit.
Well,
That's a good argument. That's a good.
I was
People
gonna,
like to hear
I was,
about
I
this.
was, I was gonna make a joke and say we'll probably find out in a few years when we find out that he's misappropriating NFL funds.
Nice. Where's he going it over to? The fucking Redskins party? Yacht parties. I'd go one of those.
I mean, it's probably why
cocaine on strippers, baby.
Maybe that's why Daniel Snyder hasn't been kicked out yet, because he's throwing Goodell a cheerleader for.
That's right, dude. How fun would that be? Everyone doing coke off strippers, Gruden's in the corner talking about tires. Like it'd just be a great time.
I feel bad for the people that are forced to go there, but yeah, I'm sure Epstein's Island is wonderful.
All right, well, you're making it now. The victims. We're not talking about the victims. We're talking about
I was going for a joke. It clearly failed.
We're all victims.
Sure.
No, you're right. You're right. It's not fun to have forced sex parties, I guess, if you're not there. But I want the people who in my world, everyone there in this fantasy world, It's
Wants
great.
to be there.
Wants to be there.
Oh, that's
They're
different.
getting paid.
That's a party.
They're getting paid over the top way more. Like, this
Nice.
is paying their bills for the whole year. Because it's all fucking rich fucks
I'm
all
down-
there.
I'm
They're
down
all
for
people
that.
who could be there and who do that.
I'm down for that. You want to do blow off of people's consenting ass? Go for it.
I don't necessarily want to do that, but I want to be a fly on the wall.
Not you, but like, yes. Oh, I mean, yeah, dude. Kidding me? Just me in the corner, just being like, "This is fun."
But then that also makes me think of that Chappelle joke where he's like, "Orgy's fun until you realize it smells bad." So I wonder if it smelled bad at the Coke stripper party.
I remember once when I was in college, there was the theater department and the theater guild. The department was the formal thing. This has to do with orgies. The department was the formal school thing. The guild was a school club. In the guild, they did this musical, and there was an orgy, and like just the way they did the orgy, I was like, as someone who watches porn religiously, because that's how I live my life.
It's just the golden age.
I was like, I don't think that's how that works, because like literally it was like, all right, so you and you are gonna be here, you and you are gonna be here, you and you are gonna be here. I was like, what is this, the fucking buddy system? I'm pretty sure an orgy is just everyone just like, Gah!
Yeah, I think everyone's got their thing. I don't know. I've never been. I have no orgy etiquette notes.
I just thought the staging was funny because like it was just so very obvious. Like, all right, so Tim and Tom are gonna be over there. Susie and Susie are gonna be over there. Do 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 do. I'm like,
yeah.
Just everyone's just like, all right, get buddy system now. Fuck.
The OCD woman who set this up. All right, you're gonna have him over here and then over there. Like everything very.
It's just
and then
like,
at 12:15 we all switch around.
And then at 12:13 we all ejaculate.
Yeah.
And action.
Schedule, people. Move it.
And thrust, and thrust, and thrust, and thrust.
It's funny. When you said porn, it made me think of. I got this idea about. It's okay to have a problem of the zeitgeist of the era. Like if you're in the 80s, you should do cocaine. You know, like you should. It's the 80s. Everyone did cocaine. You should.
I've watched Wall Street recently.
You know, 60. You do whatever the major thing is. I think that we live now in the golden era of porn. The golden era of OnlyFans and like everything and anything is online.
Especially as more and more people are like, hey, maybe we should treat sex workers like not like shit. I'm like, yeah, dude, like, are you mad that you masturbated to that? Like, what's wrong with you?
Not even that. It's just like everyone does it. Like what? No one's dick should work. Everyone should just be doing porn the whole time. I'm just kidding. But I just think it's fun that this is the golden time of that. I think it's most accessible.
Yeah.
Most options.
Yeah.
I think it just kind of tapers off from here. I don't think it gets bigger. The virtual reality thing, I don't think is ever gonna be a thing.
Oh, I don't like that. It's weird. That's weird. That's like fucking a robot, and I don't mean like a vibrator. I mean like the robots that the animatrons that they're like, this simulates a vagina. It's like, that's weird. That are you for that?
No, I'm not. The only technology advancement I like is like good editing.
For a second there, I was just kind of like, oh, I guess Tyler wants to fuck one of these animatrons. Oh, this is awkward.
No, yeah, good editing. That's about it. That's all.
I was like, oh man, I've really stepped up.
And
some
even
toes.
then, I'm just like trying to taper it down. I don't know. I like to do different things now. I'm trying to get into the tantra stuff. That sounds fun.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, man. But that's all about like just
you
like chilling out. Yeah, you gotta chill out. You can jerk off tantrally. It's an
Really?
OnlyFans episode now.
Really?
Yeah, there's videos. If you go on the porn videos, you go type in tantra, blowjob, whatever. They're like chicks will like they'll give you instructions to chill, like, and it's all like yogi like ish. They're like, breathe in and out of your nose, connect to the universe. The chakras are open, you know, but then like, now move
They're
your
all
hand.
Long Island Jews.
You know, there's a market for everything now. That's my point. It's a golden era. If you want
They all sound like Fran Drescher or Lois.
If you want Fran Drescher teaching you tantra sex, you just typed it in and there's something close.
Oh, my buddy actually once told me about like how like one of the reasons why he loved the nanny is because like
she's still hot too, dude.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, no. Like this is
Fran.
This is not a knock on Fran. God bless Fran. But like it was just really funny to hear someone be like, yeah, that's the type of woman I'm into, because at the same time I also know his wife, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. I'm like, oh, he found his Fran.
Fran.
He found his loud, uncouth Jewish woman. I shouldn't say that. She's one of my best friends, but it was just kind of like the second he like described that as one of his ideal women, I was just kind of like, oh, this marriage makes a lot more sense.
A lot more sense.
Yeah. Billy.
Billy.
I am
potential upside. What's the? I don't even know the line. It's like potential upside.
I'm a little surprised that you and I haven't talked on here about Zach Wilson. I'm a little surprised about that because like I just find that to be one of the most incredible. And
so for everyone at home who doesn't know who Zach Wilson is a quarterback for the New York Jets,
and he's probably fucking your mom.
He is notorious because of this major incident where he had sex with his ex-girlfriend's mom's friend.
No. So Zach's girlfriend. So Zach's ex dumped him and put him on blast on Instagram, trying to shame him, and instead made him very popular because she found out that Zach was fucking his mom's best friend.
What a backfire. What a miscalculation by her.
Everyone...
How'd you not see that coming? No, I'm just kidding.
Everyone went... Like, she thought this was going to ruin him. Like, this son of a bitch! But, like, literally, I went from not having any faith or believing in Zach Wilson to, like, I bet he's going to get us a fucking Super Bowl. Like... I was like, my man, look at you go. Like, my favorite thing was I follow him on Instagram, and the first thing he posted after that happened was, I was in Iowa with my teammates practicing. I didn't have service. Did something happen?
That's funny. That's so funny.
I was like, my guy, let's go.
Wow. Oh, man, poor girl. She thought it mattered. She thought that she could shame him, and she thought she probably was hurt.
I mean, they're Mormons. They don't know any better.
Oh, no, she's a Mormon? Or he's a Mormon?
Yeah, he went to BYU.
He fucked all the Mormons.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
He was a real Mormon.
Yeah, man. He's like that. He's like that player on that basketball team that got suspended from the team because he fucked his girlfriend. They're like, you can't play. You did that to your girlfriend. You can't.
Oh no.
But with something else.
Oh man, that's crazy that. Man, Zach Wilson.
That's like my favorite one that I wrote here. Billy, this is Zach Wilson. His nickname is the Mormon Missile. He can fire footballs to anywhere on the football field. His only defect is probably gonna fuck your mom and her friends.
Nice. Oh man.
That was honestly the most like that like the Jet fans have not had much to be proud of or root for in the last few years, and like that story, I was like, my guy, my quarterback. That's my quarterback. Sam didn't do that. Mark didn't do that.
No.
Fitzmagic didn't do that. Fucking Zach, like, my quarterback, my guy. You can have Matt Ryan. My guy fucks.
Did you see the clip where her mom was going live and like, and like people were in the chat room going like, cause. Like she was showing her friends, she's like, "Is that her?" Like,
that makes me so happy. I didn't know that happened, and I'm so happy that happens. Oh man,
is that her? Is that the girl? That is her over there. That's ba-ba-da-ba-da.
Well, the mom is like,
and then she's like, "Nah."
Well, the mom is like super like buttoned up, and she's such a helicopter mom because like she just and like she was upset, and I'm like, "Yo, man, this is good for your kid's career. Bring more of your friends over."
I don't know. It's a fun story.
Yeah, exactly. It's a fun story.
It's a fun story.
Go Jets, man. They fuck.
I feel bad for the girl, though.
I mean, I'm not a monster. I feel bad for her, but like, I also want to win, and I feel a lot better about our chances now.
I don't know. I've just been. You said something earlier where you brought up the victims.
Yeah.
Now it's my turn to bring up the victim.
No,
She's a victim. Poor girl. You bounce back. You don't need Zach.
She's like Russell Wilson's ex-wife. She just got dumped and she's salty.
Oh man, dude, she has to like live with that, dude.
Russell Wilson's ex-wife or her?
They should just move in together, huh?
Hey man, his ex-wife could have been Sierra, and she's not.
Yeah, man.
I mean, like, look, I'm not excusing cheating. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I do objectively. I'm very anti-cheating and anti being a sack of shit to your spouse. I also just am shocked because stuff like that never happens to the Jets. Usually you find out.
What do you mean? You got Joe Namath, baby, still out there slinging fucking medication commercials.
Yeah, man.
Everyone on set's getting kissed.
Yeah, and no one on the Jets has fucked since. Usually, the way that story goes for the Jets is you find out that Tom Brady fucked Zach Wilson's mom.
That's what Joe Namath would do. Joe Namath needs to go fuck Zach Wilson's mom so that all is right with the world.
Like, Sonny, this is how you do it. I'm Broadway Joe.
I'll show you Broadway Joe.
with the fur coat.
Yeah, with the fur coat, and you're just banging Zach Wilson's mom.
And not like the whole red turtleneck, but like at least like the top of the turtleneck.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I did news stories while you were gone.
Yeah, that's fun. I saw the one about student loans. I'm excited about that because this potentially means I don't have any more loans.
Oh, you're in the fucking.
Yeah, I have under 10,000, so that means I'm done.
Wow.
Yeah. And I do not make $125,000 a year, so I'm super done. That's honestly gonna help my credit a shit ton, and also like I'm not gonna have that hanging over my head, and then like. I don't know. I'll probably be able to afford.
So you got a stake in the race. I don't have a stake in the race, so I just kind of feel. I feel connected to student loans as much as I feel connected to the abortion ruling. Like, it's just a different world, and I don't have those problems.
It's like something big changed, but it still doesn't affect me.
It doesn't really affect me until someone close to me has it.
Because like I meant to ask you, because like I was like, why didn't you write down student loans? You don't have them. You were in the military.
I was just writing down things that were new and relevant today. I put the black hole sound. Did you hear that?
What?
They recorded sound of a black hole.
What?
Yeah. Dude, we can do a reaction video to this, dude. You ready?
Yeah.
I'm sure we can't get sued by the black hole.
I'm like afraid, but I also want to see what it is. I mean the concept of.
Can you pull it up on your phone?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
the concept
pull it up
of
on your phone.
Oh.
I want to see the reaction.
Shut up. The concept of a black hole genuinely scares me because like.
What do you think a black hole is? What is it to you?
Isn't it that thing where like if you like throw something in there, it gets like sucked in, and then it's like bye bye forever?
Sure.
I haven't taken science class in front. That's probably wrong.
I'm no neurologist.
Sorry, NASA releases audio. All right, this isn't it. This is a commercial. That was actually really interesting. Because I also forgot the video that I was watching. It also says that, like, one of the reasons why this is cool is because there's no sound in space, technically. And I totally forgot about that. And I'm like, oh, shit, that's... Like, the second they reminded me of that, I was like, oh, that makes this very fascinating. Like, oh, my goodness.
There's not a lot of sound in space. However, the black hole has sound.
That was alarming. That was really chilling. But, like, at the same time, I was like, oh, that's very interesting. Like, oh man, that's really morbidly interesting. Like, oh my goodness.
I would have never thought that was a thing.
That was like, oh man, like that sounds like That sounds like in a video game, like a sound you hear like as you're about to fight like the final boss and do like the last really hard thing, and it like just ups like the anxiety and the anticipation and like makes things harder.
Big year for NASA, dude. They're stepping it up.
Yeah, man, good the fuck for them.
They got the fucking sound on the black hole. They got the fucking new pics.
New pics?
James Webb. Oh, you haven't seen any of the James Webb pictures? Come on, that's what this is. Oh, it fucking canceled. People are like, the picture back there is you gotta look up the new. You didn't see the new telescope?
Oh, the Webb telescope. Yeah.
This is better though than the Webb telescope, dude. Look at that.
Oh yeah, and then like, I remember I was listening to a podcast and they were like trying to do, it was a sports show. They were trying to just do their show, but their one producer was just super distracted because he was genuinely fascinated and wanted to watch this. He was like, I really want to watch this and I really want to enjoy it. I'm a little concerned though because NASA, they built the Webb telescope, but they're presenting this in standard def, not even high def. You can build a Webb telescope, but can't do high def.
That picture.
Oh, that's really neat. Oh shit, that's really cool. And they were like making a bunch of like Hubble jokes, be like, oh, not my telescope, Hubble's my telescope.
Not my telescope.
Oh wow.
Isn't that cool? Look at that. Making things happen.
As I get older, I find things like this a lot more interesting than I did when I was younger. Because I feel like you had told me this when I was 10, I'd be like, alright, cool. Do these have boobs?
These have boobs. You're concerned with boobs?
I mean, you know, adolescence. But like, just like, well not actually though. It was just a shitty joke from the 90s. Like, I don't know. Like, as I get older and I see stuff like that, I find it more interesting because it's like, oh wow, life. Space, the final frontier.
Space, the final frontier. Out there, on a comet, headed into nowhere.
These are the stories of the USS Enterprise.
What do you think? Do you think that space keeps continuing forever?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think there's an edge or no? No. Do you think there's a nothing?
I think at most you eventually go to another galaxy or universe, but you're probably dead by then. Because if you like float off in space, you float off forever, which means you probably eventually die of like starvation. I'm really glad that we're tackling happy issues.
No, I was just thinking, you can be sentimental. People go, hey, let's go live forever in space. Be connected forever. You float out. How romantic would that be to die with your loved one out in the space?
Oh, I mean, that'd be romantic.
Right?
Yeah. I guess I'm also just afraid of the concept of like floating forever and ever and ever. Okay.
But you strap on a GoPro and you give people like...
How are they gonna see it? You're in a different hypothetical galaxy. How are you gonna like transmit it?
Well, I'm saying to just put a little thingy on it, like how they put it, collect data.
It's like 127 hours, except in space.
But you're dead, so like you're... It's like you put something on. It's like you're getting. What do you get buried in? A casket. It's like you're doing something good with your casket for NASA. You're dying, but you're also collecting data. No, there's probably more sufficient ways to do this.
I mean, now I'm just picturing when Spock dies, except like they have like things to like collect data. It's like, all right, Spock died, let's shoot him off in space, but also let's find out what's out there.
Dude, listen. The innovators in this world are innovators. Kanye is selling new clothes out of a trash can. Did you see that?
Because he probably found them there.
No, he's like went on Fox News in an interview about it. He didn't go on Fox News. They went to him, but still. They're like, Kanye, what are you doing? And he's like, couple.
Kyrie is like the Kanye of like the NBA, where like he has like a very large, strong sect of supporters, but every time he opens his mouth, I'm like, how do people follow you?
Sway? How?
How do people follow you? How? You're just so fucking stupid. Like, how?
I think it's a good business ploy. He's just stirring up business for his clothes. That's how I see it. At the end of the day, he's just trying to sell some clothes.
I just remember his first T-shirt was like a plain white tee that was sold for like $300 or something like that, and like so many people bought it, and I'm just like what are we doing? It's a T-shirt.
Mm.
Like is it made from like skin or like tears?
From skin and tears, tears for fears.
Everybody.
Head over heels. Shout, let it all out.
These happy days.
Yeah, dude, we're crushing it.
Yeah. Billy. This is Tom Brady. He's won 7 Super Bowls and played for nearly 20 years. He's universally considered the greatest quarterback of all time. And he is. His only defect, he for some reason wants to play for the Dolphins.
That's funny. You know what that reminds me of is the TikTok trend. I just been seeing it around everywhere. Where they'll go like, she's an 8, but she is a Cancer or something, or I don't know, stupid.
She's a 10, but she likes Thursdays or something like that.
Yeah. We should do that with these. Tom Brady, he's a 10, but he's a
he's a 10, but he for some reason wants to play for shitty teams.
Yeah. He's for 10, but he married a 12, 8.
I mean, that's one of my favorite things that I don't think a lot of people know about Tom Brady. That dude does not wear the pants in his family. He's not even the richest person in his house. Giselle is. Just because, like, Giselle's essentially, like, Victoria's Secret. And, like, when he got that $300 million contract from Fox, his wife was probably like, oh, that's cute. We'll put it right here on the fridge.
Attaboy.
It's like when your kid's like, Bob, look at it. It's like, oh, yeah, we're going to put it right there. You're totally fucking Picasso. She's like, oh yeah, $300 million. That's cute.
Yeah, he played football at Michigan.
He's the trophy wife. He's the trophy wife.
I'm sure they have a good.
This little football thing he does. It's his version of like the rich
hey
white
man,
guy.
we all balance each other out, man.
Oh, I'm not knocking it. It's just like I want more people to know that because that's what I think. If anything, makes Tom Brady more impressive and funnier. It's like, man. He's the greatest quarterback of all time, and he's the trophy wife. That's fascinating and really funny to me.
Boo. This has been the Tyler Matthews Show. Thank you for watching. Come on back. Matt Brown, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
You're going to come back. We're going to do this again. We'll fucking bring more hot shit to you. We're going to do more balloon animals. It's gonna be
It's a
fucking sexy time, dude. Bye.
Boo.